Alright, hello everyone. DSP here and welcome to the Week in Preview. Tonight is February 1st, 2015's beautiful Sunday night. You may be wondering to yourself, why didn't Phil stream for the second week in a row? There was no live stream of the Week in Preview, and to be quite honest with you, there's two reasons. Number one, today was Super Bowl Sunday in the United States. Everyone was watching the Super Bowl, and therefore I said there's really no reason for me to live stream. I know that a big chunk of my audience, at least roughly half, is in the United States of America, and for me to live stream when I know there's probably not much of a chance that a ton of people are going to want to see this live, I said, why bother? So I actually watched the Super Bowl for a change, and boy, it was a great Super Bowl, so that was good. Number two, I've been thinking more and more about stuff in the year of 2015 and things that I can change around and shift around and basically either improve for the better or maybe scale back a little bit if need be. And I think one of the things that need be scaled back is the Week in Preview being live streamed. And what I mean by that is, why do I need to live stream it? You know, when I do things like Hate Live, or when I do things such as Ask the King, it's cool because when I'm actually doing those, sometimes I'm talking about topics, I'm giving reactions, and I'm looking at the live stream chat to see, you know, if people have opinions and stuff based off what I'm saying. And those are longer shows that can build up a viewership. The Week in Preview is literally a 20-minute stream or so, where I think it's more work to set up the stream, have a pre-stream to have people come in and then finally do it, than to just do the thing offline. And I actually think that moving forward, it makes more sense for me to do the Week in Preview offline. Therefore, if you're watching this video and you know that there's people who usually watch all of my stuff live, please let them know that the Week in Preview from now on is going to be kind of an offline thing, exclusively on the King of Hate vlogs, alright? A lot of people actually asked me when I started live streaming in 2013, why did you start live streaming every vlog? At that point, it was cool to draw viewership over to the Twitch channel. Now that I'm not on Twitch anymore, and I'm basically streaming on the same channel that the video shows up anyway, it doesn't really make sense, especially for a 20-minute long show, okay? So that being said, excuse me. This has been a busy week. It's been a chaotic week. There's been some unexpected stuff happening this week that I wasn't planning on happening. And this week coming up is also going to be a week that's way out of the ordinary. So what I want to do is kind of run through with you very quickly a recap of the stuff that happened this past week and then preview, obviously, what's coming this week. Now, I had an idea this past Friday, and I said, wouldn't it be a great idea if instead of doing this in the Week in Preview where I recap and then I preview, instead of doing it all in one video, maybe at the end of the week, say like Friday night or early Saturday, I could do a quick vlog style video, even with my camera maybe, just running through my channels and saying, I finished these games, I started these games, this is something that happened during the week that you may want to check out, this vlog went live, go check it out. And the reason I'm thinking that makes sense is because I know that a lot of people jump on and watch my content only on the weekends because they're too busy during the week, let's face it. We all have lives, we have jobs, we have school, we have responsibilities that during the week could take up a lot of our time, but then when the weekend comes, now it's time to unwind and relax and watch stuff on YouTube. And I understand that there is a chunk of my viewer base that's the way that they approach my content, so it makes sense that, say, Friday night, Saturday morning, a video is coming out to tell you, oh, here's what happened all week if you want to check it out this weekend. Versus right now, what I'm about to do is recap everything I did during the week, preview what's coming up, but the weekend's over. So if you're watching this video now and you missed something this past week, it's too late to go watch it because the week is over. It's about to be Monday. Some of you probably already is Monday. So I think it makes more sense to split it up. That'll shorten the length of the Week in Preview, and it won't be a video like this where I'm talking to the camera. Like I said, it may just be like guerrilla style where I have my camcorder or my handheld camera, and I'm just very quickly running through my channel showing you what I did for the week. So I think I'm going to start doing that. Maybe not later this week, simply because this week's an odd week, and I'm going to explain to you why in a moment, because the schedule is very weird this week. But maybe once we settle into more regular gameplay and everything being normal the week after, so probably around the second week of February. So we're going to have kind of the Week in Review and the Week in Preview, all right? So we'll get to that when it goes live. What happened this week? Well, as quickly as I could possibly go through this, I completed Dragon Age Inquisition after a 2-month-long, playthrough of it. It's finally over. I loved the ending. If you didn't see it, it's live on DSP Gaming. It was really well done, in my opinion. Much better than the ending of Dragon Age 2, that's for freaking sure. I didn't review the game simply because I already kind of reviewed it in my Game of the Year awards, because if you didn't notice, it was highly ranked, if not the winner of my Game of the Year awards. So if you want to know what I feel about the game overall, watch my Game of the Year awards for 2014, okay? I also finished Resident Evil HD Remake, Chris side playthrough, and I liked it a lot. When I beat it, some people were questioning, is Phil going to do a second playthrough with Jill? Is Phil going to review this game? To which I kind of responded, Probably not. I mean, number one, I don't want to do another Jill side playthrough. It's very similar to the Chris side playthrough, and I've got a lot of other stuff that I'm playing that I would rather do right now. Number two, I'm not going to review a game until I've played the whole thing, and let's face it, I didn't play the Jill side playthrough. I didn't do any of the other harder difficulties, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't be fair for me to review the game. You want my opinion on the game, watch the credits, the last part of the playthrough. I give my opinion on the game from at least the Chris side perspective, okay? But that was a lot of fun, and I thank those who joined me for that playthrough. I started 2 new playthroughs this week. We started Dying Light on the PlayStation 4 and Grim Fandango on the PC because, unfortunately, I was apparently one of the few people who, after an entire week, I still can't play Grim Fandango on the PS4. I got completely screwed over. But I'm not going to get into that at this point because most people aren't really affected by it anymore. It just sucked that I had to do it on the PC because it's easier for me to do stuff on consoles, capture-wise at least. But both those playthroughs are still continuing. I'm enjoying both games very much. I'm actually surprised that in Dying Light, I got frustrated to a point, but then I kind of adjusted myself, reapplied myself to the game, and I'm liking it again, and I'm being much more positive. I'm not blaming the game, and I'm definitely not complaining as much as I was. I'm trying to be more positive, more focused, and more determined to do well in the game. In addition, though, today there were some crazy-ass game bugs, things that I was not expecting, and within a span of 20 minutes, the game completely fucked me, and then kind of gave me an edge up. It's hard to explain, but if you watch today's new batch of Dying Light vids, you'll get the gist of it, and apparently lots of people are having these kind of bugs in the game, so it's definitely worth your time if you're interested in getting the game, or if you're playing the game and you want to know what the hell happened. Check out today's batch of vids. It's just the first vid. I think it's like part 32 of the playthrough shows you exactly what happened, and it was absolute bullshit, alright? But I continued on, I persevered, and I'm still liking that game, and I'm still continuing with the playthrough. I'm also playing Grim Fandango, which I'm very surprised I haven't failed at, because it's a point-and-click adventure game from Tim Schafer. I'm going to be honest, this is not everyone's cup of tea. This is a game for a niche audience. The mainstream viewing audience don't care about Grim Fandango because it's a point-and-click adventure game from the 90s. I was fully expecting that, but I really like it, so that playthrough is continuing. And then by far, please, do not miss out on, in my opinion, one of the best games, not only of this year, but one of the best narrative-driven games I think I've ever played. Life is Strange Episode 1 released this past Friday, and I actually played it this past Saturday. And the people who watched it on live stream loved it. The people who've had the chance to watch that Episode 1 playthrough on YouTube love it. It's a unique combination of gameplay such as Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, with choices such as The Walking Dead that can change the course of the story. Great characters, great voice acting, great writing. The gameplay's funny and fun. It's really good, and I feel at least, for the first time in a long time, did some of the best improv commentary that I think I've done on a game in a while. So it's definitely worth it for you to check it out. Even if, and a lot of people said, I never heard of this. What the hell is Life is Strange? I didn't even know it was coming out. It's great. Definitely check out that playthrough if you haven't, because I named it an early Game of the Year contender. As long as they could stay on that note for the other 4 episodes coming out later this year, I think it's going to be a Game of the Year contender. And by the way, the next episode is scheduled for March. We know when it's coming out. Okay. Now let's talk about actually, one more thing. I forgot. 2 more quick things. Ask the King happened this past week. First one I did in over 3 months. Great questions. Definitely check it out. It's a 3-parter. And also, I did out of impromptu, kind of out of nowhere, Thursday night, I decided to do the best moments of January 2015. I picked the best things, in my opinion, from my playthroughs from the month of January and did a montage-style video. People love it and ask me, are you going to keep doing it? And the answer is yes, I'm going to do that every month. At the end of the month, I'm going to do a best-of video. Now, this month, I didn't even announce when I was doing it. It came out of nowhere. A lot of people still don't even know that I did it. So check it out on DSP Gaming when you get a chance. I think at this point, it's got like around 11,000 views or something like that. And everyone loves it, but you got to give it a chance because most people didn't know that it existed. Just so you know, you can nominate your favorite moments of the month of February over on the forums on thekingofhate.com. There's a thread to do that, and that's going to help me when I put this together for February, which is a shorter month, because you guys can highlight your favorite moments, and I could pick out the ones that I feel are the best ones out of what you nominate and make it a great montage at the end of the month, okay? So what can you expect this week? Because that's what it's on everyone's mind, right? Let me readjust here. Well, first of all, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the direct flip of today. Today we had a vote on what I was going to play today, and Dying Light won the vote. So tomorrow, the first gameplay stream that I do is going to be Grim Fandango Remastered. all right? From what I'm to understand, I'm about a third through the game at this point. So after putting in another 3 hours, because I've only been playing it for about an hour and a half at a tear, putting in around a 3-hour stream tomorrow, maybe I can get another third into the game. We'll have to see how far I get. But I'm very interested in it. I'm having fun with it. We're in year 2 now, for those of you who've played the game before, so we've advanced significantly in the plot and the story. I'm very much looking to Grim Fandango on first stream tomorrow. Second stream tomorrow will be more Dying Light, okay? So we have a full day of gameplay tomorrow. Tuesday is a day that's kind of odded out, and let me explain. Obviously, I want to continue on with Dying Light, and I kind of want to do a big stream of Dying Light again. However, we've got Game of Thrones Episode 2 being released, which is the continuation of the episodic game from Telltale Games that's launched in December, so I definitely want to play that on launch day, which is Tuesday. We've also got the very first story-based DLC for WWE 2K15, which is called One More Match. It's the story of the rivalry between Randy Orton and Christian from the late 2000s. It was right after Edge had retired, and it was Christian and Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship, which lasted like 6 months to a year. It's going through that rivalry. Now, my thoughts on this. Dying Light, in my opinion, takes priority because I definitely want to play it, so I'm playing that no matter what on Tuesday. If you were to ask me which am I more excited for on Tuesday, Game of Thrones or this WWE expansion, I'll be honest with you, Game of Thrones. Because I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. I actually did like the first Game of Thrones episode from their episodic game from Telltale Games. I don't know if this one's going to be more of the same or if it'll be better or worse, but I'm very excited to try it out, so I definitely want to do that, all right? On the flip side of that, I know that there are people who are fans of wrestling, okay? But I'm going to be honest with you. I said when I did these Royal Rumble simulations about a week ago that if, it didn't really take off, that I was going to kind of be more relaxed with WWE, and I would do it maybe simulations every 3 months for every major pay-per-view, and that was it. They didn't do very well, I'll be honest. It was very little interest outside of maybe a very small hardcore fan base, and because there was very little interest, I said, yeah, that's it. I'm only going to be simulating the big 4 pay-per-views during the year. That's it. So that being said, I get the feeling that if I went to do this this story DLC, I don't know how many people would really be interested, quite honestly. Now, it could be the opposite. Maybe there's a ton of people out there who are like, wow, I wish Phil would play this week. If that's the case, definitely let me know, but I'm not getting that vibe. The vibe that I'm getting is, please keep playing the games that you've been playing. Yes, play Game of Thrones. So, that's the way I'm approaching it. Now, order-wise, what I'm doing on Tuesday, I don't know. The Game of Thrones, the first episode of it that was released in December, actually was long. It was like almost 3 hours long, which means I wouldn't be able to fit it on a second stream. If that's the case, if this episode is that long, then I'll probably play it on my first stream. If it ends up being a shorter episode, then maybe I'll do it on my second stream, and we'll do a long stream of Dying Light. It all depends, so I'm going to be looking to you guys to let me know once you've played it, because I know a lot of you play this stuff at midnight, right? How long exactly is it? Please let me know via Twitter or whatever means you can tell me. Email darksidephil@hotmail.com. Once I know how long it is, then I can adjust my schedule and let you guys know exactly what order we're doing stuff. All right? So that's it for the end of Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this first week of February. So we're talking February 4th through 6th. Completely different, not normal at all, because Leanna and I, for those of you who don't know, have moved from the East Coast to Seattle, and we've lived here for about 7 months now. But since we moved here, we've literally done nothing but move in, furnish the house, and go out maybe once a week to dinner, and maybe do some local shopping and stuff like that. We've never actually gone into the downtown Seattle area to do anything because we've been so busy with getting, adjusted to the new home and getting it set up and getting me set up for work, and she's actually working on her own business that she's going to be doing soon, and all this stuff is so taking up all of our time, and we realized our anniversary just passed in January. We didn't celebrate it because I was busy working. Valentine's Day is coming up, and we're not going to probably celebrate it because guess what? I'll be working. There's new games coming out. So because of that, we said, let's do something different this first week of February when we have time. So what we're doing is called a STAY-Cation. Now, let me explain to you what that means, because a lot of people don't know what a staycation is. Already, people have been saying, Phil's been complaining that he needs help with Patreon, and now he's going to go spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a vacation. What the... No, absolutely not. That's not what a staycation is, and anyone who's saying that doesn't understand the concept of it, all right? A staycation means that you take time off from whatever your job is, and you make the best of things that are local to you rather than going on a real vacation that would cost time, money, and mean a lot of travel. Now, when I was on the East Coast, it was almost impossible to do a staycation because I lived in Connecticut. Connecticut was incredibly expensive. Everything there was expensive. And there really wasn't a heck of a lot to do besides maybe take a train into New York for the day, which again was incredibly expensive. Luckily for me, I live in Seattle now. And now I'll be honest, I don't live in downtown Seattle where it's happening and all the stuff to see is. I live way on the outskirts of Seattle. I did it on purpose. I said I want to live on the suburban part, so that way the taxes are lower. We don't have the kind of traffic that you would have if you were in downtown Seattle. There's nicer homes out here, etc., etc. So we did. That's where we are. So what we're going to be doing is on Wednesday, during the day, we're going to drive into Seattle, which, because I don't drive on highways because of my back, I have this back injury. It's probably going to take us 45 minutes to an hour, I'm assuming, with traffic. Head right into Seattle. We have a hotel room that we're only staying at for 2 days, all right? It's an inexpensive hotel. It's not a $400 a night with a suite hotel. No, it's a normal hotel, normal, inexpensive rooms. We're only staying for 2 days, and we're going to do some nice things. We're going to go to dinner once or twice. We're going to go to some of the actual restaurants and or the fast food. There was this great Thai fast food that we actually had when we went there last year that we're going to try to order again. We want to hit up Pike Place Market, which we did last year. We want to do that again because that was a ton of fun. We want to maybe go to the EMP Museum again. There's certain things that we liked doing when we first were visiting here in April of 2014 that we want to experience together again here now that we live here in February of 2015. And that's the purpose of the staycation. We live so close to this major city, we can do a 45-minute drive, go all around that area of the city, enjoying ourselves, having a few drinks, having some food, not breaking the budget and spending tons of money, and then coming back here late Friday, and that'll be our staycation. So the reason I'm telling you this is because, number one, there will be no live streaming Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and there'll also be no new gameplay videos Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday because we won't be here, okay? However, there will be vlogging. We will be taking our camcorders and cameras with us and vlogging our trips. And so chances are, if the hotel internet's good, we'll be uploading that every night. If it's not so good because we don't know, then we'll probably be uploading those videos when we return on Friday and or Saturday, all right? Now, what does that mean for the weekend, right? Well, keep in mind, just because we're not streaming doesn't mean that we're going to have time to do other stuff. So Saturday, typically, I only do one gameplay stream, and even though I am going to be returning from time off, it's still going to only be one gameplay stream because we still need to go out and go shopping and grocery shopping for the next week and whatever. We need the time to do that. So that's going to be Saturday. Therefore, Saturday, there will be one gameplay stream. Chances are it's probably going to be the continuation of Dying Light or Grim Fandango, okay? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Same thing with Sunday. Probably we'll have one gameplay stream. It'll be one of the games. And we'll have the weekend preview, which, again, will not be live streamed next week. Trying to make that clear. It's going to be recorded offline and uploaded. So, generally, what can you expect this week? New Grim Fandango and Dying Light Monday. New Dying Light and the Game of Thrones Episode 2 Tuesday. Vlogs Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. More gameplay on Saturday. And more gameplay on Sunday in the weekend preview. That Monday will be directly dependent on how far I've gotten in everything playing this week, okay? So that Monday, maybe I'll be juggling Dying Light and Grim Fandango. I don't know how far I'm going to be getting in those games by that time, okay? Now, that second week of February, I'm going to give you a preview of it right now because I want to give you a preview of it so you will know what to expect because there's a lot going on that week. We've got the release of Evolve, right? Which is the game from the makers of Left 4 Dead. I played a lot of the alpha of that and really enjoyed the alpha of that. So I'm going to be checking that game out that week. We've actually got the next episode of Tales from the Borderlands releasing that week. Okay, that's both on Tuesday. And then later on in that week, we've actually got The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 3DS that I'm very interested in playing because I never played the original. I did not, so I know nothing of the game besides you put masks on and there's some time manipulation mechanic. That's all I know about it, and I get the feeling I'm going to get my ass whooped in it, but I'm going to have to try to figure it out because it is a classic. Most people grew up with that game. I skipped it, and I want to experience it. This is another chance for me to experience a classic that I missed during that era when I was so heavily in the Street Fighter, I was ignoring all the mainstream console games, okay? So that week itself is going to be pretty damn busy with new content. But as you just heard, oh, okay, so maybe the Tuesday will be busy because I'll play Evolve and I'll play Tales from the Borderlands, but then Wednesday and Thursday may be a little freed up. Because I'll just have Evolve, and I can maybe balance that with more Dying Light or Grim Fandango. And the same thing once Majora's Mask comes out, now maybe Evolve will start to get played out after playing it for 3 days. And then the week after that, there's actually nothing all week until the next Friday. So I'll have the whole middle week of February to be balancing all of those gameplays. So even though it's not looking like Dying Light or Grim Fandango are going to conclude this week, there's a strong chance they will conclude the second to third weeks of December. Oh my God. The second to third weeks of February, all right? Now, I know there's still a lot of questions. People, well, Phil, you still didn't get back to Tales of Exilia 2. Phil, you still didn't get back to Parasite Eve. Phil, you never even played Assassin's Creed Rogue. I know. That's how life works, is that, you know, we're moving fast, and there's only so much time to do whatnot, okay? And the bottom line is, even though I'm not getting back to that stuff, people are still saying that I'm putting out so much gaming footage that they're overwhelmed and they can't keep up with it. So it's not like I could play more. Playing more would make no sense, okay? What I do want to do is by the middle to late February, I want to start work on my new vlogging show. So, for example, I told you guys there's going to be a show about movies. I want to work on that. There's going to be the return of Smark Guys, although it probably won't be called Smark Guys, but people have been clamoring for me to talk about pro wrestling because I started watching it again, and I want to do that. So that might be coming up soon, okay? Project 7 will be rebooted this year. I don't know if it's going to happen in February. I'm going to be honest with you guys. With all the stuff I just mentioned, the fact that there's actually 2 to 3 more games in February that are going to be new that people want to see, okay? And the fact that I haven't even set up my Patreon yet, right? To support me to take time out to work on a big project like Project 7 that's going to take a lot of time out of my gameplay. I don't think I'm going to get started in February. However, I just want to let everyone know that hopefully by the end of February, my Patreon will be 100% set up. I will have set goals. I've already started thinking of new goals. So one goal that I'm really thinking is that if I reach a certain set amount of contributions a month, called a Patreon goal, I will actually take time out one day, not fucking stream every day, but I will purposely take time out. I'll go into my closet. I'll rip out all that green screen equipment that I bought in the summer of last year. I'll try to set up the green screen. I'll get all the lighting rigs going, and we'll do some demo work and see if we can implement the green screen into things coming up, because how good would it be if I could do that in Project 7, or I could do that in vlogs, or I could do that in anything? The problem is, I need to stop working for a period of time to do it, which means I need to have something to make up for the fact that there's no new gameplay that day, and that's how Patreon works, okay? So for those of you who've been waiting and say, wow, Phil, it's been a month since you announced Patreon, you're still not doing anything with it, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best. I got market feedback from you guys from the forums. I'm doing my best to try to get as much information as I can before I launch it. I don't want to launch it and say, here we go. And, well, I don't want that goal. I don't care about that. This doesn't make any sense to me, so why would anyone care? I'm trying to do things that people are going to want to actively participate in, all right? Ultimately, if I'm going to be asking you guys for a contribution like that I've never asked for before, ever since I started making money doing this in 2011, I never asked for donations or anything. I always refused them, right? If I'm going to start asking for that, I want to, in turn, give you something new and different. So, using a green screen, starting Project 7, implementing new vlog shows, that's the kind of stuff that I want to do in the new year. More editing of videos like I've already started doing. I want to do this, but that's why I need your support with Patreon, and that's why I want to set those goals on Patreon so we can maybe reach them and we can start implementing some of that stuff, okay? That's coming in the near future. Just tossing that out there because, again, people ask about it all the time, and I'm like, I don't have an answer for you, you know, because I'm so busy. When I'm here working 8 hours, 10 hours during the day, playing games, uploading the footage, doing the stuff on the website, doing the stuff on Twitter, doing the stuff on the playlist, social media all day, and then I get back, and the next thing I know, January's over. Like, holy shit, January is over. I feel like, I can't believe it. My parents just left for Christmas, and January is over already, you know? And time's just, whoop, flying by right over my head. So that's basically it. That's the premise for this week. I hope you guys will be a little patient with the fact that we need to spend some time away. We've been here for 7 months, cooped up in this house, really haven't done anything outside of the house. We're very much looking forward to heading into Seattle and doing fun stuff without breaking the budget and going absolutely nuts. Because we wanted to go on a real vacation this year, and we talked about other places like California, because we live so close to California now. And we said we would love to go to Universal Studios, and we would love to, and we start talking about it, and we're like, but we're in debt. We moved, we're in debt. We don't want to rack up more crazy debt. That would be very irresponsible of us for me to start Patreon, right? And then say, oh, I have all these Patreon goals, but by the way, I just went on a crazy expensive trip to California. That would be irresponsible and unfair to you for me to do that. And so I said, instead of doing that, let's just do stuff from home. Let's do something quickly that we can do here for a couple days and not kill the schedule. She's got her own business going on that's going to be launching very soon. That's going to be exciting, and that's going to possibly be another source of income for us. And everything's kind of coming together, okay? So in the next month, lots of new gameplay, hopefully new vlogs, Patreon launching. It's going to be a lot of exciting stuff going on. I'll keep you guys in the know as we get together and start work on all this new stuff, okay? That is it for the weekend preview. That was a super long cumulative weekend preview, I know. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row because I haven't done like a Hate Live. I don't have time to really talk about this stuff, but I hope that that was informative for you. Please spread the word. No more live streaming of the weekend preview, and let everyone know about what's going on this week, because if people on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, where's Phil? Where has Phil gone? You know, I preemptively warned you guys now. Hopefully you know what's going on, okay? That is it, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a good night. I will see you on Monday for new gameplay. I will see you all this week for new stuff, for vlogs, for everything. It's going to be a great week. Peace out. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.